Now, bear in mind, the collapse of Evergrande did spook markets across the world, including the U.S. stock markets, and Wall Street, however, ended on a higher note as the stock markets in the U.S. surged forward, propelled by the unstoppable momentum of American corporate earnings that came out. Investors are cheering as the companies continue to post impressive results, driving optimism and confidence. The U.S. Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee, or FOMC, begins a two-day monetary policy meeting today, which is expected to culminate in a decision to leave interest rates unchanged in the U.S. This report tells you more.
Wall Street rallied on Monday, kicking off what looks to be a hectic week with company earnings, economic data, and the Federal Reserve's two-day monetary policy meeting. The Dow climbed almost 1.6%, the S&P 500 added 1.2%, and the nasdaq gained nearly the same. Mega-cap stocks performed particularly well, with Microsoft and Amazon outperforming the overall market. The moves come after last week's big tech sell-off, which Ross Mayfield, investment strategy analyst at Baird Wealth Management, says created a, quote, air of negativity around what has actually been a strong earnings season.
But overall, beat rates are strong. Even the big tech names came in pretty strong. There was just such a high bar to clear, and valuations were so elevated that I think they're giving a little bit back. But about halfway through an earnings season, you have a beat rate that's high and you're beating by more than average. So you can't really ask for much more against a backdrop of higher interest rates, geopolitical turmoil, sticky inflation, all of the macro headwinds we've been talking about. And yet companies continue to do their thing. So pretty heartened by that. Even if we're not off to the races, it's still putting a nice floor under equities.
McDonald's shares gained more than 1.5% after reporting better than expected quarterly results, driven by demand for its more affordable food as consumers contend with still sticky inflation. Shares of Western Digital jumped more than 7% after the company disclosed plans to separate itself into two independent public companies. And chipmaker onsemi's shares tumbled nearly 22% after it forecast weak fourth-quarter revenue on slowing demand for electric vehicles. On Tuesday, the U.S. Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee begins a two-day monetary policy meeting, which is expected to culminate in a decision to leave interest rates unchanged. And key economic data on tap this week includes the Labor Department's employment report for October, due on Friday.